Alright, so we have here are my neighbor's Ginko biloba tree. This is actually the male tree, and the female tree is actually much bigger back here, the yellow one, obviously going all the way up. And the female one is the one that has the fruits. Ginkgo biloba tree is a pretty interesting tree. It's actually a very ancient type of tree. Going back, I think, all the way to the age of the dinosaurs. And at some point they were almost extinct, but I think there was sort of a Buddhist sect in China that kind of cultivated them, and they've kind of spread throughout the world. Recently, a lot of people tend to kind of cut them down because the fruit smells so bad. But thankfully we have the neighbor's tree here, and I'll show you what the fruit looks like in a second, but I'm going to show you these leaves first. And Ginko means two-lobed, and you know, we can see from the leaves why that would be. You can see the two-lobedness of the leaves, and a beautiful yellow color in the wintertime. Alright, so here we have the fruit. As you can sort of tell, it's kind of looks a little bit like a plum. However, the smell is very strong. Basically, it reminds most people of either dog excrement or vomit. But the good thing is the nuts, once they're removed, don't have a smell at all. And I will show you how to clean them in a second. Alright, so this is the harvesting station. We've got our bucket of ginkgos. Gloves, you should be wearing gloves when you take them apart. Apparently there's for some people they're sensitive to the fruit, and it can you can get some people can get dermatitis. I don't. I still wear gloves though, because the smell is a little rough. Kind of smells like dog excrement, as I mentioned. And what you do is you take the seeds, you soak them for 1, 2, or 3 hours in water, and then basically you can just squeeze out the nuts. It's very easy to do once you've soaked them. Wear your gloves, squeeze them out, and then after you have the nuts, basically you wash them again. And then I'll show you the next step on how to prepare them. Alright, so now that we have washed the ginkgo nuts, basically we're just dry them off, and I'm going to put them in the oven at a very low temperature, about 120, 140, until they're dry, and then they are ready for further use. Not done yet, because we still need to cook them. You can't eat them raw, but I'll cover that in the next video. Okay, now so these have been dried now. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours at 170 Fahrenheit, about 75 Celsius. And you're just trying to get the moisture out so you can store these. And then they're not ready to eat yet. That's going to cover that in the next spot. But they are ready to be stored. Okay, so step number 1 for processing these is basically you deshell them. We put the shells in here, and then these are the deshelled ginkgo nuts. And then what you still have this kind of brown covering. And an easy way to get rid of that, we take some hot boiled water. We just pour it over them. Let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then it'll be really easy to rub off the skins. Alright, so now that we have the ginkgo nuts deshelled, there's really 2 ways of cooking it. The first one is we boil it in hot water, and once they turn kind of green, dark green, that's when they're ready to be eaten. And then the other way we're going to do it is that we're going to fry these. Pretty much the same concept. They're also going to turn green once they're ready.